Quick question. Name a company from Kazakhstan. Take your time. It's okay, I couldn't either until a few weeks ago, and that's today's episode of Money Beyond Borders. I'm Edward, this is Money Beyond Borders, a series that looks at real, sizable international companies operating mostly outside of what your mainstream US financial news pays attention to. Today, a company that'll surprise you how big it is in a country that most people can't find on a map. Quick recap for anyone joining. The case for looking beyond US markets isn't fringe anymore. Jeremy Grantham, the guy that called the dot-com bust in the 2007 housing crash, is on record this year saying he wouldn't hold US equities at all right now. Emerging markets broadly have surged over 40% this last year compared to a smaller gain by the S&P. I've noticed a lot of people, Jeremy Grantham, Scott Galloway, the late Charlie Munger, many others recommending moving money outside of the US for a bunch of different reasons. And what got me interested wasn't just whether they're right, it was, wait, that's what I actually do. I evaluate foreign investments for my family's firm, expanding beyond borders. So I thought, why not build a show around it? Exploring different companies and putting actual paper trades behind them. That means funny money, not real money. For anything real, talk to your personal broker. This is for people to learn, hopefully in a fun way. What you do with the information, that's your call. Galloway's actually called this rotation the prediction he's most proud of getting right. Over the past year, international markets are up 48%. Emerging markets up 55% against the S&P's 34. In Galloway's words, international is winning. So that's the why. Now let's move on to the where. Kaspi.kz trades on the NASDAQ under the ticker KSPI. Same easy access as Mercado Libre, no special foreign brokerage required. Market cap as of this summer around 16 billion. Founded in 2008, headquartered in Almaty, Kazakhstan. So what does it actually do? Similar to a lot of the companies we're looking at, it's many things under one banner, under one app. Payment, an e-commerce marketplace, and a fintech arm. Buy now, pay later, savings, bankings, even a travel platform, like my delivery service here, Rappi has, but we'll talk about them another episode. They're not public, but an IPO is brewing like Colombian coffee. Basically, imagine if Venmo, Amazon, and your bank all lived inside one app most of a country uses. What makes it interesting is that now it's not just Kazakhstan. This year, Kaspi is expanding into Azerbaijan, Ukraine, and through acquisition of a company called Hepsiburada, Turkey. Their own numbers show why the expansion matters. The average Kaspi customer in Kazakhstan, say that 10 times fast, makes about 25 purchases a year through the app. In Turkey right now, that number is about 7. Here's a detail that makes it even more interesting. Kaspi pays a dividend, roughly 4% yield. That's not the profile people picture when they think emerging market tech company. It's usually growth at all costs, no profits yet, operate at a loss. We see this with a lot of our Silicon Valley companies. How many of them have actually started turning a profit? Kaspi is actually profitable and paying shareholders as it grows. I don't have a personal story with Kaspi the way I did with Mercado Libre last time. I'd never set foot in Kazakhstan. I'd never heard of this company until I started doing research for this show. So that's what we're here for, expanding our horizons. There's a $16 billion profitable dividend-paying company running a huge share of a country's entire financial life, expanding into 3 more countries right now, and it is almost entirely invisible to the US financial media. This gap is exactly what Money Beyond Borders attempts to fill. Okay, today we're looking at Kaspi, and as you can see, it's gone up quite a bit right now. Current buy 93.33, and we have a high about in August of about 97, 98, a little bit longer timeline. And you know, this has the same story as Mercado Libre last time. The stock got hit harder than the actual business did. Smartphone sales dipped, rates were high, one big fund bailed out. Let's see, let's click on this recent earnings report and you can see revenue kept growing double digits the whole time, and by the time it bottomed out You're looking at a profitable, dividend-paying Kazakhstan company trading at a PE of 6. Remember, there's a geopolitical risk premium placed on Central Asian equities. This is a gap for the operational growth in the market valuation. As you can see, today it's going up, so we better jump on board with our paper money. And again, just like with Mercado Libre, we're going to do 10,000. It's going to buy a lot more shares than it did with Mercado Libre. All right, so it's a buy 93 market, 10,000 gets 5,347 shares at this price. I don't know why the leverage has changed, but we're not too concerned about this. We're keeping it as simple as possible. So in our paper trade today, Monday, August 3rd, here we go to buy. Order sent, order executed, and let's see, let me take a look. So we see we have our MELI, that's Mercado Libre. Now we just executed our second market order on paper trade of TradingView. I had to do Mercado Libre again this morning when the market opened because I forgot that paper trading you can only do during market hours. And so the one we did over the weekend was rejected, but that's okay. We're not off by much. So we have 2 positions now. That's episode 2. Next week, one company that's basically 4 different American apps mashed into one. Probably never thought about. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing here is personalized financial advice. This research is part of what I do for work, and sharing it publicly doesn't turn it into a recommendation. This is about research, frameworks, and education through a paper portfolio. Not real money, not track record. Talk to a licensed professional before you do anything with your own. See you in a few days.